Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, we have the rumor mill starting again with Mr. Bobby Wagner, a guy that has been linked to the Cowboys with Dan Quinn, and ultimately doesn't make sense for the Dallas Cowboys to pursue Bobby Wagner this go around. Let's dive straight into it. Now, before we begin, if you guys can hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell as well. And if you want to become a channel member today to continue support of the channel, hit the card at the top of the screen or hit the join button below the video or go into the pinned comment in the comment section. So, Bobby Wagner is a free agent. He was a cap casualty from the Rams, and thus he makes him available. And now we are like, should the Cowboys go after him again? So Bobby Wagner had arguably one of his best seasons of his career with an all-pro nod, but also getting 6 sacks, nearly 150 tackles. And overall, I mean, he was ranked as one of the top-level linebackers in the league this go-around. And the biggest thing is the reason he went to the Rams was because he viewed them as a contender. They just won the Super Bowl, and we saw how that season went. So the question is, does it make sense for the Cowboys to go after Bobby Wagner? You know, is this the go-around where the Cowboys finally do it? So, you need help in your linebacking core. We don't know how much more gas in the tank Bobby Wagner has. I would suspect he maybe has a solid year or two before it's over for him. If I'm the Cowboys, I throw out a 2 to 3 year deal, make it cheap on the front end, and just let it happen. Like, hey, you know, you need to add someone in that linebacking core, especially if LVE does not come back. Now, if LVE is signed, I still think you go after Bobby Wagner because I don't think LVE alone helps. Not saying he's bad. I'm just saying that you need more in there. I think Damone Clark is young. He's getting there. Jabril Cox, we kind of were banking on him to be something, but we're kind of still waiting on that. And overall, I just think that even if you draft a guy, you need that veteran guy, and it just makes so much sense. The Dan Quinn connection, the Dallas Cowboys are arguably a couple pieces away from actually getting into title contention, if you want to go that far, but here's where we'll end it here. And when I say end it here, just my little diatribe when I'm going to be talking about free agents moving forward. It's ultimately on the Joneses, specifically Stephen Jones, to make that decision to be like, I want to go get that guy. If the Cowboys really want to be a serious team in 2023, they need to add some pieces. Now, you have options. There's a ton of cap casualties out there, which I'm going to be putting out some videos on that I think the Cowboys should look into if the price makes sense. But that's really where we're at, guys, is that Bobby Wagner is an individual who has connections. He represents himself, so it's not like you have to go through an agent to, you know, get a deal done. He just wants to win. And I think that if the Cowboys were smart, you open up the pocketbook, you go into free agency, you add a guy like Bobby Wagner, you maybe go add a receiver, and I think you're set there and you just do bargain basement shopping. That's the thing, is like the Cowboys just need to add talent like that, which they could have done last year, because here's the thing, Bobby Wagner's cap hit was $2.5 million last year. And he signed a 5-year deal, and they were just like, F it, we're getting rid of him because of how they constructed the deal. So for me, his cap hit is going to be probably, you know, not big on the start end of the contract, but in the middle of it, you're probably looking at around $7 to $12 million, which if I'm paying that over 3 years, by the time Micah's contract is coming up, he's off the books. And odds are I already have an apparatus in place so I can move on from Bobby Wagner. You have a window that exists right now, and you have to capitalize on it. So for me, I don't have to go much further than say this is a good way to go about building your team. You add a guy like Bobby Wagner, not long-term, but you add a guy like him. You get a solid, productive player. Dude, even if he's not an all-pro, he'll at least still be a productive linebacker for you, because that's really what killed the Cowboys. Anthony Barr was not that with what we were expecting, and so when you had a guy like LVE go out, you were screwed. I think you go get Bobby Wagner, but you want to keep it in mind that you want to make sure your young guys are developing. So I don't really have much more to say. There'll be a little bit more shorter videos talking about some of these cap casualties that are coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.